Free enterprise is about serving the needs of people, which may be why studies show the U.S. to be the world's most charitable nation. Many of the achievers in our series have also been great philanthropists. A notable example is Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney, founder of New York's Whitney Museum and a great artist in her own right. Born in 1875, Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney was the great-granddaughter of Cornelius Vanderbilt, the steamboat and railroad magnate who helped build the railroads that transformed America. At the age of 21, she married Harry Payne Whitney, heir to the Whitney oil and banking fortune. They had 3 children, but Gertrude felt like a misfit in high society. A trip to Paris in the early 1900s stoked her passion for the arts and a desire to become a sculptor. She studied for a time with the great French sculptor Auguste Rodin, who recognized she had real talent. Few women back then were accepted as serious artists. Gertrude, however, ignored the naysayers. She wanted to create important public monuments. Her very first public commission, Aspiration, won a place in the prestigious Pan American Exposition of 1901. She soon began getting other commissions, including the 114-foot-tall Christopher Columbus statue in Huelva, Spain, the Titanic Memorial in Washington, D.C., and the American Monument at Saint-Nazaire on the French coast, commemorating the landing of American soldiers in World War I.
Steve, we're here in Gertrude's huge Long Island studio with 20-foot-high ceilings because she made big pieces here, like this one for the World's Fair in 1939, which in the end was a gigantic piece of work. Here it is at the World's Fair. To get it out of here, they built a system where there's a hook in the ceiling above us, and there's a trap door under this rug, right here. They would lower the piece through the trap door into the cellar, onto a cart where a pony would take it out through the tunnel to the kilns out back.
Amazing. Gertrude also set up studios in New York City, Newport, Rhode Island, Cuba, and Paris. She invited notable artist friends to exhibit at her Greenwich Village studio, buying many of their works. In 1929, she offered her extensive collection to New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art, and even offered to pay for a special museum wing to house them. But she was refused. The Met did not take U.S. artists. And so, Gertrude started her own institution, the Whitney Museum of American Art. In everything she did, Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney was a force.
When World War I breaks out, Gertrude feels she has to do something to help the Allied side. So she goes to Roosevelt Hospital here in New York City, hires a dozen surgeons, 24 nurses out of her own pocket, pays for their transportation to France. They go up to the front, they find an abandoned boys' school, they convert it to a field hospital, and for the rest of the war, that hospital's taking care of terribly wounded American and French soldiers. And one of the women doing the nursing was Gertrude herself. It affected her for years to come and was a whole different phase of her artistic development.
Gertrude Whitney was not only a monumental artist, she was a trailblazer and an entrepreneur. She showed how great wealth can be used to advance culture and enrich us all. I'm Steve Forbes.